All right, our second segment for tonight is, it's a superhero movie, a superhero trailer, but it has giant kaiju, giant starfish kaiju, and it has a shark, a man shark, rip a man in half. How can we not talk about the Suicide Squad trailer that dropped this past weekend? Of course, this is the second of the Suicide Squad films, related, but not necessarily a straight sequel. James Gunn is directing. A few of the cast members are coming back, but not all of them. And we have new ones, which of course is appropriate for the Suicide Squad, for those who are unfamiliar with the source material. But some of the reasons we're talking about this, of course, in the image you see there is King Shark just doing the things. There's also a nom 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 scene that's pretty sweet, and Starro is in this. If you guys are unfamiliar with who Starro was in the first issue of Justice League way back in the day, and has been brought to comic book stories in a variety of different ways, from outright silly to half comedic to downright scary. They're taking the kaiju method avenue on this one, and I'm all about it. This trailer, outside of the horror elements or the gory elements that we're talking about here, it looks like a lot of fun, and I think we're really excited, especially James Gunn, who has that that tinge, right? He has that mean streak going down the back of it. That's a funny mean streak, not an awful mean streak. But let's find out what we thought. I got to start off with Dave on this, because historically, Dave, you have superhero films haven't been your bag.
No.
And I think we've worn you down over the past almost 8 years. What did you think of the Suicide Squad trailer?
Yeah, and a big reason for that is because of James Gunn. One of the first ones that I really, really loved was Guardians of the Galaxy, just because James Gunn, it had James Gunn all over it. And this looks like it's going to be the exact same here. He's going to do for DC what he did for Marvel, which would just make a kick-ass movie. Happens to have superheroes in it. We were talking pre-show, and as soon as Dirty Work starts up, you're like, I'm in. That's
license
and
Steely Dan, right?
But I mean, it's just got that feel, and then the whole prolonged dialogue about the bag of dicks and all that. It's just it's great from start to finish. It really is. It truly is an epic trailer, and I think it's going to be an epic movie.
Yeah, and it's great to see Harley Quinn again. My favorite character in the DC universe, most likely. I think a lot of people really enjoy Harley Quinn. Vanessa, you've got there's other candy in there for you as well. You could talk about them as well. But Harley Quinn, give us some Harley Quinn action here.
Oh, doesn't she look great? I just love this. Like, she's become so big outside of everything. She's always been her own character. She's always been very important, but all of a sudden, like, when we finally got her on the big screen, she was able to become this thing. And Margot Robbie has just nurtured this character and brought this character to life in such a wonderful way that opening scene where she's like, "You're gonna rescue me? I can go back." It's just so endearing and funny also, and while at the same time she's a psychopath. So, I mean, every woman anyone would want, right? Endearing and funny and a psychopath.
That might be every woman I know.
But King Shark, though. King Shark.
Yes. King Shark's the win? Huh? All right. Did you notice the tattoo on her back shoulder has changed from property of Joker to property of no one?
Oh, no, I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
So much happened in the trailer.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Well, speaking of King Shark, Christopher, that's the thing you posted about the most on Facebook and Instagram, was this very picture that we see here and various other things involving him. Of course, it's revealed he is voiced by the one and only Sylvester Stallone, which is kind of awesome in and of itself. And he is, Vanessa, you were revealing that the actual motion capture was provided by the gentleman there on the bottom picture. And what is his name?
Steve Agee, the
Mm.
hilarious guy. He's probably in every James Gunn property too.
Well, he's
Yeah.
really good friends with James Gunn.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
So tell us why seeing, as if I don't know, the king shark rip a guy in half and nom nom nom. What appealed to you about this?
Well, first of all, I think it's hilarious that the first Suicide Squad, the reason it was made is because DC wanted their own Guardians of the Galaxy, and they wanted to throw all these different songs into it. So it's very, I guess, I don't know if ironic is the right word, that, you know, when James Gunn sort of had his little sort of like cancel culture moment, and then DC like, hey, come over to our side, you know, now he's directing, you know, basically what DC's version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's perfect for it, you know, and with, you know, King Shark, I mean, this is why we need more R-rated comic book movies, so they can be as violent or curse as much as they want, or actually, you know, show a different side of comic books that aren't always sort of watered down sometimes to, you know, because they're supposed to be for kids, but this is definitely more for adults. And King Shark is like, you know, being his best Jason Voorhees, you know, of life, you know, and he's getting to do a lot of things you don't get to see these characters do. I mean, we had the first film, and we had what, Croc, whatever his name is,
Killer Croc, yeah.
And you didn't really get to see him do as much as you want. So, and I think, you know, when you got somebody like King Shark, it's like, you know, and he's not like CW King Shark.
He was okay too. All right.
Well, but he's not able to rip a guy in half like that picture.
No, they didn't let him. They didn't.
Which is just like, you can see all his guts to where even his head's like looking at himself. I'm just been ripped in half. And even when you see him, the nom nom part, when he's chomping down on him,
I love
his body goes limp after that first, like, so, and then you basically have Sly Stallone doing like, if Rocky got hit 100 more times in the head to where he just barely a brain cell. But yeah. I mean, I would aspire, yeah, I would aspire to be able to write dialogue like James Gunn does. He's just very witty, and you know, like you mentioned earlier, he could take a line like "bag of dicks" and make it Shakespeare. So yeah, and there's this, and you know, more so than Guardians of the Galaxy, which, you know, already had a lot of stuff against it. You have a talking tree and a talking raccoon, but here, you know, you got a guy who throws dots from his body. I mean, you have all these weirdos with different, like, weird. You have a guy, the weasel dude, which is
the weasel, yeah,
being played by James Gunn's brother again,
Sean, yeah.
Who's I don't that scene where he's licking and one of his eyes is like off, and he's just like, it's creepy. So yeah, these are like the you know, defective superhero characters, you know, which I think James Gunn did something called the specials, or he did something previously to add sort of a similar vibe. But yeah, this is right up his alley. This is the kind of superhero films that I enjoy, like Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy, which, you know, are a little bit more like just fun. You know, they don't take themselves too seriously. And with the R rating, they're, you know, I mean, you know, I mean, even the posters like don't get attached because some of these people are going to die.
Yeah, probably half.
And which is sad because, I mean, I like the comedian I think his name Flula Borg, who plays Javelin. I'm assuming he's probably going to die because you don't see him much in the trailer. Yep. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. In this trailer, I was laughing from beginning to end. I love having Idris Elba just being able to be just, you know, this sort of badass. I don't I don't give a fuck type character, you know. Yes, and also you have that little bit at the end where he goes from looking at the kaiju and it goes to him like, and you know that it's got to be a reference to him being in Pacific Rim. So,
I didn't think about that.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So you know that's got to. I mean, I don't know if that's maybe from the same scene, but to me it seems like there's a little bit of a meta bit there.
I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right. All right. Well, we're going to find out how good or not so good. We're thinking good. We're thinking actually great on August 6th, 2021. We'll be covering it probably both here and on Heroes and Droids. We'll probably be covering it everywhere. It's just too good to pass up for Horror News Radio. It's got a shark ripping people in half, and it's got a giant kaiju. We're going to cover it. We're going to cover it. There's no way. Okay, come on. All right. Well, there you go. That's our horror news of the week for this week, recording on March 29th, 2021. Welcome back. We hope you're enjoying this. If you are enjoying it, please let us know. If you want to help us out, you can do things really easily. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button or share with a friend. And that would do us a great bit of help, and we would appreciate it greatly. If you want to get a little bit more involved, hit that like button, dislike button, hit the bell to get reminded. Leave some comments down below. We want to hear from you.
Give us a big bag of likes.
Big bag of likes. And so for two of the new segments, you'll know what we won't know what we're talking about. One you will. All right. We want to thank our patrons who's without their patronage, we would not be able to continue doing this over at Patreon, Gruesome Magazine, Horror News Radio, Decades of Horror, Heroes and Droids. We cover it all. Thank you. All right. As always, Christopher, Vanessa, Dave, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Doc.
Yay, news is back.
News is back.
Yay, news.
All right, let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.